Hi guys, good morning. Happy New Week. Today is Monday, and I came into the office quite early. I just want to talk about something very quickly. Yesterday, my sisters and I went to Kudwon restaurant, and the one at Okwado, that's Olokunla, opposite Happy Land. If you live around there, do well to patronize us. Um, After we left Code One on our way back home, because I went to pick them. Yeah, she got a new car, but then there's no plate number on the car, so she couldn't, drive to that place because there's always road safety on the road around that time. So I had to go pick them and then take them to the restaurant. Before we left for the restaurant, my sisters and I prayed. We held hands together and we prayed so deep, like a very, very deep prayer. And on getting to the restaurant, everything went smoothly. The vehicle was okay, only for us to be coming back home. And the devil rose his ugly head and said, "This car will not get home." All of a sudden, my car started blinking. The dashboard light started blinking. Everything was just doing as if it will go off, come on, go off, come on. And the first time it stopped, and I pulled over at the close to Echo Bank at Taja. I first saw that the temperature was showing red, so I thought the car was doing overheating. So I pulled over at Echo Bank, waiting to, allow the temperature cool down. I waited there for like 20 minutes. Myself and my sisters waited there for like 20 minutes, only for me to open the radiator cover and found out that there was water. Everything was okay. What was not wrong? Light was coming on. Like if you turn on the light, it will come on. If you put on the hazard light, it will come on. If you press your on, it will come on, but the car is not starting. So I just waited for a while and started it again, and the thing moved, only for it to move and stop again at Catholic Church at Aja. So I was trying to match brake, but the brake wasn't working. So immediately I forced the gear into park, and then the gear locked. In fact, yesterday was like a horror movie for me. So we pulled over at the other side of the road, waited there. We're just waiting and waiting, thinking of what to do. Some people came. Is it battery? They went to call a battery charger person. The person came, tried to charge my battery. It wasn't working. And I was just thinking, I said, okay, something like this has happened before at Ikota. My car went off after buying fuel. So maybe it's the same thing. I think it's fuse, one of the fuse that is bad. But to me, I just felt like it's the devil trying to, make us feel like our prayers was not answered. But I told myself that nothing is going to steal my joy. It's my color. I told myself that nothing is going to steal my joy. The devil will raise up his ugly head, but he would flee. He would flee. So we waited there for a very long time. I called a lot of rewire people, the ones that have come to help me, the ones that, I just met on the road and collected their number and all that. But none of them could come because yesterday was obviously Sunday, and a lot of people, go back to their families weekends and come back on Monday to do their work. So I couldn't find any rewire that could come at that time. And I called my mechanic. My mechanic came, but he came later on, not immediately. He came later, was trying to look for rewire, but he couldn't get any. So initially we thought of, okay, let us enter inside that plaza opposite Catholic Church and park there till daybreak. But going into the plaza, I realized that my windows were all open except one. So the three windows were open except one of the back windows. And I was like, God, how do we do this? I can't leave this car here like this with the windows down. And I asked the security guy, what does he think? Should I leave my car? He was like, no, that you can't leave your car like this, because they don't want a situation whereby something that is not inside, I will come back and tell them that this thing was, it was there. And I said, that's true, no problem. That okay, this is what we'll do. I told my sister, let her take my younger sister and her daughter home, and then she should bring her car and tow my own vehicle to the house. And that was what we did. I waited there. Rain was falling, beating me in the car. Oh God, yesterday was very, very, it was an adventurous day for me. So I waited there for her to come back. And when she came back with her car, she came with a very tiny rope. I was like, this rope will cut, oh, you can't tow with this rope, it will cut. So I remembered I told my friend's vehicle one time like that, and he had to cut his seat belt. So I thought about it and said, okay, why not cut my back seat belt and, use it to tow the vehicle. And we first of all tied the rope she brought initially, and also tied the seat belt to it. It was really, really close because of the first rope she got. It was not very long, so we just had to tie that one first and then tied the seat belt again, as as a second option, or as a how would I call it, like in case the first one gets caught. Do you get, in case the first one caught? So we started moving. She moved out of the plaza. If you know that plaza very well, it's a bit hilly. So coming down from the gate, in fact, I had to put my leg firm on the brake so that it will not hit a car, or my car would not, the rope won't cut. So I was really, really scared. Like, my heart was in my throat. If there's anything like that, I was really, really scared. And I thought about something. The only thing that came to my mind was this song. Be still my soul, be still, I know my God is in control, is in control. Be still my soul, be still, I know my God is in control, he's in control. I sang that song from when we left that plaza till we got to the roundabout. And when we got to the roundabout, I was a bit calmer. I became really, really calm. And guess what? As soon as we got to my estate gate, the first rope my sister tied immediately caught. It was the seat belt that kept us going till we got to the house. And at some point also, I was speaking in tongues, I was praying. I said, God, the devil is trying to raise up his ugly head to make us feel like, the outing did not go smoothly. But the devil, you're a big fat liar. I'm not always shaken by what the devil throws at me, because I've been through a lot in this life that I've come out of several situations. So just this one thing is not going to make me lose my faith, right? Some people might see it and feel like it's just normal car issue now. But guess what? What if my sister had not gotten her car, because she just got that car like 2 days ago or so? What if she hasn't bought that new car? What if my siblings were not even in Lagos? That's okay, my car just stopped somewhere. How would I have towed it? I would have to pay a whole lot of money towing that car to somewhere safe, right? And then, what if I was the only one in the vehicle that all those Agbero boys, because we spent about 10,000 naira paying Agbero boys and the plaza people and the person that came to charge the battery initially, but it didn't work. We just had to give him something because he came from far. So what if all these things, was the situation that yesterday? How would I have coped? What would be my story, right? So I just give God all the glory, because he's always there. And don't forget this, because this is the point of this story. Do not allow your fear overshadow your faith. Be still. Tell your soul, be still. God is in control. God is always in control. He has always been in control in my life, and he will continue being in control in my life. I love that song so much that I play it every day. Sometimes I love that song so much. And that yesterday, that was the first and only song that came to my head. I just had to sing that song. Be still my soul. Be still, I know my God is in control, is in control. Ooh. I love that song so much. Anytime you're in trouble, anytime you're scared, anytime you're in fear, always remember that song. God is in control. I love you guys. Have a blessed week and bye.